Hey everybody, welcome back to BobkeTV, and it's Tuesday time once again for the Broom Wagon. Giro d'Italia, Tour of California. One last padrone left in the sport, Fabian Cancellara, for the music musings, and also we got a very special tweet of the week. All that next on the Broom Wagon. Alright everybody, Giro d'Italia in full swing, about halfway over at this point. A lot of the principal difficulties still to come, but it's been an absolutely spectacular Giro so far. The good for Edix, 3 stage wins. The good Lotto Soudal, 3 stage wins also. Edix spent a number of days with Marcel Kittel and Luca Brambilla in the pink jersey. Brambilla, a great defense of the yellow jersey in the time trial after a rather surprising stage win, and the breakaway allowed enough free rein that he got the jersey. Marcel Kittel, 2 stage wins in the sprints in the opening 3 days, so up in the Netherlands. Marcel Kittel on fire, sprinting so well. Nobody could touch him. Lotto Soudal having a spectacular Giro. Greipel, 2 stage wins to match the number of Kittel. And Tim Wellens getting a really fantastic, well-earned, spectacular stage win. Also the good from the Giro, Mikel Landa in the time trial. Just 1 place behind Vincenzo Nibali and a handful of seconds down, moving him up in the overall standings 2 places and giving his Team Sky hopes that he's on great form and a potential winner of the Giro at the end. Also the bad, Mikel Landa, also the bad. 1 rest day yesterday, and then today, after a furious start to the stage and 1 hard climb, Mikel Landa was dropped, found himself over 6 minutes behind after about 40 kilometers, and pulled the plug on the Giro d'Italia, dropping out. Gastrointestinitis, I've had that a few times myself, not pleasant. So the good and the bad in just a couple of stages' time for Mikel Landa. The good in the Tour of California also. Ben King from the Cannondale squad with a spectacular stage win and leader's jersey, coming back from a broken leg he suffered this winter, hoping to make the Cannondale team for the Tour de France. Ben King pulls off an impressive stage win from the breakaway. How many times does the breakaway fail? About 99.9% of the time. But when it succeeds, it is so thrilling for everybody. So a great stage win by Ben King and leader's jersey. And if I'm Jonathan Vaughters, the manager of the Cannondale squad, I'm putting him on the Tour de France team right now. The bad, though, got a little bit of bad. Kittel already out of the Giro, and Fabian Cancellara out of the Giro as well in the long time trial in Chianti. Cancellara only able to manage fourth place, and been dogged by illness throughout the Giro d'Italia. Started the race a little bit under the weather and was unable to win the opening time trial, and only 4th in the long time trial. When he's at his best, I think he would have dominated, especially the longer time trial. He's been time trialing very well this year in the spring, and just under the weather and not able to produce his best effort. So prudently, I would suspect dropping out of the Giro. And he has been racing and training so hard since the beginning of the year. A well-deserved break before Cancellara starts the Tour de Suisse in just a few weeks' time. On to the GC in the Giro. You can throw a blanket over some of our pre-race favorites. Tom Dumoulin may be out of the picture at this point, but Valverde still up there. Landa still up there. Vincenzo Nibali, not great tactics throughout the Giro so far, but physically seems to be up to the task to winning again, which he's done so in the past. And Rigoberto Urán, a little bit of a disappointing time trial for Urán, but he's still close enough that in the mountains he could get the pink jersey and still has a chance to win the Giro d'Italia. Ilnur Zakarin, also not the time trial we were expecting from Zakarin, but still in there with a chance. So a lot of our pre-race favorites still in the hunt for the Giro d'Italia overall title. On to the Tour of California. Well, A lot of good for Peter Sagan. Spectacular sprint, wove his way through traffic, timed his sprint to perfection, did not need to use his riders, maybe wasn't the favorite for the sprint. That was Kristoff and Cavendish's team doing most of the work, but Peter Sagan reaping the rewards and uncorking an absolutely fabulous sprint in the rainbow stripes. As world champion, the curse is over, and he is in the leader's jersey of the Tour of California. The bad news for Kristoff and Cavendish, producing not their best sprint efforts at the end of stage one. Cavendish especially looked like he was in a perfect spot to win, got boxed against the fences a little bit perhaps, maybe a miscommunication with his lead-out train, but he seemed like he was well placed, and Cav at his best wins that sprint 9 times out of 10. So we'll see if it's just a glitch and he's back on his best form with the other sprint stages to come in the Tour of California, or if Cavendish is maybe not the fastest man on the planet anymore. All right, now for the musings. Well, Fabian Cancellara is maybe the last grande padrone, big patron of the sport, where he can go to the front, dictate the tempo in such a pulverizing manner that everybody does what he wants them to do. So it seemed as if a team that will not be mentioned, I'm pregnant, went to the front, put the hammer down when Tom Dumoulin from the Giant Squad, by the way, not teammates with Cancellara, had just stopped for a nature break. His teammates waited for him, but then the team that has not been mentioned went to the front and put the pressure on, split the group. Cancellara then went to the front and went so hard, everything came back together, except for the breakaway that was well established, and put an end to the shenanigans. And Chad Haga especially was thankful to Cancellara for respecting the leader jersey in a Grand Tour. The pink jersey, Tom Dumoulin, generally speaking, when it's not a strategic moment in the race, and the man in the leader's jersey or woman stops for a nature break, the peloton does not attack. So Cancellara, in one of his maybe last acts as a grande padrone, a big patron of the sport, put an end to the aggression of the team that we will not mention any further. All right, the tweet of the week comes to us from Daniele Benatti, and he has been recovering from injury, not doing the Giro d'Italia, but is coming through his home region, so he thought he would go out and support his teammates and the Giro, and is riding along in front of the race on the dirt roads that were used, and he came across this picture that somebody had thrown a few hundred nails out onto the road, as if the stage was not hard enough as it was. He and his buddies picked up all the nails, so no incidents reported because of that. But his tweet, "La mamma dei cretini è sempre incinta." That's maybe the best tweet of the week ever. The mother of all morons is always expecting. Bene grande, Daniele Benatti. That's a fantastic tweet of the week. All right, everybody, that's it for the Broom Wagon. Hope you're all caught up to speed. And we are in the height of the bike season. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for your subscriptions. Thanks for the thumbs up. Got to keep those coming. Follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Thanks a lot, everybody.